Shalom. Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Waha, Waka Kodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one only true name is Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, meaning coming in the name, Ba means coming in, Ha means the, Shah means name, Rakah means holy, Kodash means spirit. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you sincere brothers that are scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity, and shalom to you sincere sisters that's listening in silence as the scriptures command you to do so. I'm the brother Mashiach Arazakah, and pretty much in this lesson, it's going to be titled as the Israelites are scattered. Okay, the Israelites are scattered. They're scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth in the hands of the 17 heathen nations. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't know is that the Israelites today are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And we are scattered amongst the 17 heathen nations, okay, due to us breaking the laws, statutes, and commandments. It's a punishment. And, pretty much this is what, we're going to go into. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. So let's get started. I'll start up here. This is Zechariah 1:18. Zechariah 1:18. It says, "Then lifted I up mine eyes and saw, and behold, four horns." Now the four horns is referring to the four major empires, which goes to Daniel the 7th chapter, which the four horns is the four empires, which the four empires were the Babylonian Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Greek Empire, and the Roman Empire. Those are the four horns, okay? And it says, verse 19, "And I said unto the angel that talked with me, What be these? And he answered me, These are the horns which scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem." You see that? So the Israelites were scattered abroad among the heathen, okay? Due to what? Breaking the old covenant. That was a punishment for us breaking the old covenant. Verse 20, "And the Lord answered me," and the Lord showed me four carpenters. Verse 21, "Then said I, What come these to do? And he spake, saying, These are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head, but these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter it." And there you go. The Israelites were scattered. The Israelites were scattered among the 17 heathen nations. And this is Zechariah the prophet here speaking to the angel. And this is what the angel informed him, that the Israelites were going to be scattered and that they're scattered. Okay. This is Ezekiel 20:22. It says, "Nevertheless, I withdrew mine hand and wrought for my name's sake that it should not be polluted in the sight of the heathen, in whose sight I brought them forth." Verse 23, "I lifted up mine hand unto them also in the wilderness, that I would scatter them among the heathen and disperse them through the country." So the Israelites, they were scattered. Okay, and when you go into me that this word disperse, it says distribute or spread over a wide area. Scatter. Of a group of people or animals separate and move off quickly in different directions. So there you go. The Israelites, they were scattered, right? That was a curse that was put upon us because we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That was our punishment. Verse 24, because they had not executed my judgments, but had despised my statutes." You see, we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. It says they had polluted my Sabbaths, and their eyes were after their fathers' idols, those false gods. We committed fornication in the eyes of the Lord. So the Lord was upset. That's why the scriptures say in Exodus 20, right? 20:2, he said he is a jealous power, right? You shall not worship any other gods. He's a jealous power. And we angered the Lord. We committed fornication in the eyes of the Lord. So the Lord, due to us doing that, breaking the old covenant, he gave us to the heathen. Because we started following the heathen. We started acting like the heathen. We started becoming like the heathen. James 1:1, it says, James, a servant of the Most High, and of Yahushua Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. So the 12 tribes, who are the 12 tribes? Let's find out. Let me go back here. Who are the 12 tribes? The 12 tribes is the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Okay, that's the 12 tribes today. Okay, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Okay, the so-called Hispanics, Native American Indians. So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, which makes up the 12 tribes. Okay, it says James 1:1. It says, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. And those are the 12 tribes. The 12 tribes are scattered abroad. They're scattered among the 17 heathen nations. That's why the Lord, when he comes back, he's going to be our reparations, because he's going to establish that gathering, which goes to Genesis 49, and I believe it's the 10th chapter, where it says, Judah shall not, let me get it. Actually, I'll get it real quick. All right. The Lord is going to do that gathering. Genesis 49:10, it says, the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver between his feet, until Shiloh come. And Shiloh is referring to Yahushua, the Messiah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Because when he comes back, this is what he's going to do. And unto him shall the gathering of the people be. So the Lord is going to establish that gathering, which goes to Matthew 24:31. The Lord Yahushua is going to use his angels to blow the sound of the trumpet, and he shall gather his elect from the four winds. So the elect that are scattered among the 17 heathen nations, they're going to be delivered out of the hands of the 17 heathen nations. Okay? Ezekiel 36:19, and I scattered them among the heathen. You see that? This is a punishment to us. And I scattered them among the heathen. The Israelites were scattered among the heathen, which are those spoilers. And they were dispersed, which is that scattered. We went into dispersed already. According to their way and according to their doings, I judged them. So the Lord put a judgment. The Lord casted that judgment on us, that punishment, because we broke the old covenant. We didn't keep the laws and statutes and commandments. Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. All people. What people? All right, scatter among who? The 17 heathen nations. The Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, which is on this chart here, were scattered among the 17 heathen nations, which the 17 heathen nations, if you go to the table of nations, is number 2 all the way down to 18. So the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we are scattered among these heathens here. Verse 2 all the way down to 18. We're scattered among them. But the Lord, when he comes back, he's going to deliver us. Okay, he's going to deliver us out of the hands of these 17 heathen nations. It says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end from one end of heaven even unto the other. Oh, Salakia. It says from one end, I read from the top. Salakia. I'm thinking of another precept. Deuteronomy 28:64, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which that's a curse, because our people are doing that today. They're in all these different false doctrines, false religions, politics. They worship in all these false deities. It says, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. You see that? So that's a curse upon us as a people. All right, that's a curse that's upon us. And we're going to read this as an example here of what the Lord did to us, right? And this is what the same way this happened to us here, the Lord is going to do this again. But, when we go down to verse 16, it said the Lord will rise up a judge. Now, he did that in that time. He will raise up a prophet to deliver us from our captivity. You had Ehud during the time of the Moab captivity. You had Moses and Aaron during the time of the Egyptian captivity. The Lord will always set up judges to free us from captivity. But this captivity that we're in, which is the last captivity, which is that iron and clay, which is the dividing of kingdoms, right, headed, which is the revival of the Roman Empire today, Yahushua is going to deliver us from this captivity. The Lord isn't going to raise up another prophet, a man in the flesh, to deliver us from captivity. That's not going to happen, because Deuteronomy 28:68 mentions that. Okay, where it talks about no man shall buy you, meaning the Lord isn't going to raise up another prophet to deliver us out of the captivity of these 17 heathen nations. Yahushua, he's going to be our deliverer. All right. Judges 2 and 14. I just want to use this as an example to prove to you that this was a punishment and why we're scattered. This is Judges 2 and 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel. See? And he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Right? So the Lord, he gave us to the hands of the spoilers, right? Because we broke the old covenant. We didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So due to doing those things, we were rebellious. He gave us to the heathen. He handed us over to the heathen. Let's read that again. Verse 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers, which are the heathens, the heathen nations that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of the enemies round about them, the 17 heathen nations, right? So that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Verse 15, it says, whethersoever they went out, and the hand of the Lord was against them for evil. Talking about Israel. And the Lord has said, and as the Lord has sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed, the Israelites. Because the Lord, we went through hell. Once we went to captivity to the heathens, we were distressed. We were really distressed, and we're even distressed even more now in the time of this captivity. Back then we were distressed, but we were really distressed even more here. We were really distressed here in Babylon the Great, that iron and clay, which is the revival of the Roman Empire. We're really freaking distressed here, and we're really going to be distressed during the time of Jacob's trouble too. Verse 16, it says, nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges, right? Like I said before, the Lord raised up prophets to deliver the Israelites from captivity. Like that's why I used Ehud as an example, and I used Moses and Aaron as an example. There's more prophets that we can bring up that did this. But in this captivity that we're in, that iron and clay, which is the revival of the Roman Empire today that we're in right now, this is the last captivity. Yahweh Shai is going to be the one to deliver us. The Lord is not going to rise up no more men of the flesh to deliver the Israelites from captivity. This time, Yahweh Shai is going to deliver us. Okay? It says, nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. Right? Out of the hands of the heathen nations. But the Lord isn't going to raise up a prophet in the flesh to deliver the Israelites from captivity. He's not going to do that. This time, the Lord himself, Yahweh Shai, he's going to come back, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. When he makes that second coming, he's going to come back and deliver the Israelites out of the hands of the 17 heathen nations. He's our reparations. All right? Yahweh Shai is. This is Jeremiah 17 and 4. It says, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. Because we broke the old covenant. We didn't keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. We broke the old covenant. Deuteronomy 28:64, it says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, which is the 17 heathen nations, that all people there. It says, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So this is a curse that was put upon us. So we're scattered from one end of the earth even unto the other. You see that? Our people today, they're in all these worshipings of these different gods and idols. Now, the part that I said in verse 16, I'm going to wrap it up with this. He said, nevertheless, the Lord had raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. Right? Because the Lord, like I said before, he's not going to just he's not going to do that anymore. Raise up a prophet of the flesh to deliver the Israelites from captivity. Yahweh Shai is going to deliver us. And I'm going to prove that in Genesis. He's going to come back and he's going to do the gathering. All right. This is Genesis 49 and 10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver between his feet until Shiloh come. And Shiloh is referring to Yahweh Shai. Okay, the Messiah. And it says, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be. Because the Lord Yahweh Shai, when he comes back, he's going to do that gathering. Okay, the Lord is going to gather his elect, right? Which goes to what? Let's get it. Matthew. Go to that Matthew real quick. Matthew 24 and 31. Matthew 24 and 31. Right? And it says, this is Matthew 24 and 31. It says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of the trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven even unto the other. So the Lord Yahweh Shai, he's going to be the one to come back to gather us. Yahweh Shai is the so-called black man according to the scriptures, and when he comes back, He's going to come back to gather us. The Lord Yahweh Shai is coming back to do that gathering. He's going to gather the elect of the nation of Israel, which we are hoping to be. So he's coming back. He's going to do that gathering. So the Israelites, they're scattered among the 17 heathen nations. As you can see, we're scattered among the 17 heathen nations. But the Lord Yahweh Shai, when he comes back, he's going to do that gathering of the elect. So the Israelites are scattered. We are scattered abroad. But the Lord is going to come back and he's going to deliver us out of the hands of these 17 heathen nations. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Yahweh Kakodash. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you sincere brothers that are scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to you sincere sisters that's listening in silence as the scriptures command you to do so. I am the brother, Mashiach Razakah. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. On to the next one. Shalom.